Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Homeless Survival Guide with Old Drunkie. This is episode 1, and today I was expecting to talk about what kind of gear you might need, but honestly, that's kind of simple. There are plenty of camping videos that you can find, and even a few Homeless Survival Guide videos that discuss what gear you need. At the end of the day, get a backpack and a sleeping bag. Those are the two most important things, regardless of where you are or your situation. There you go. We've summed it up pretty quickly. Make sure you have those two things for sure. I'm assuming you have clothes, assuming you have a phone, assuming you have a phone charger. So, yeah, there we go. We can go in greater detail on that later, but today I'm reminded of one of the biggest issues us housing impaired individuals have, how we're treated by those who have houses. Businesses, people, everyone just kind of treats us less than dogs. And if you're about to be in this situation, you may want to get prepared for that. Homeless people are going to mistreat you as well. There's no honor among thieves. So, you are about to walk into a world where everyone looks at you as if you're beneath them. Be prepared for your family and friends to act like you have some sort of drug addiction or alcohol addiction, even if you don't. People are going to ask you that over and over again, everywhere you go. If you ask for mental health services, they're going to ask you about that over and over. If you go to a shelter, they're going to ask you about that over and over. So just be ready. In particular, be ready for the mistreatment. Yesterday, I made the mistake of waking up a bit late. And of course, now that I start recording, somebody has to start mowing. Made the mistake of waking up late, and a group of kids just walked by and just kind of scratched their hands against my tent for no reason. And they did it on the front side and on the left side, so it was a conscious decision. Just kids being obstinate for no real reason. Then another kid came up. I could hear him walking. And the moment he got to where I was, he started banging on some metal thing, maybe a bowl or a drum. And then when he got past my tent, he stopped. Again, just blatant disrespect. Once I was in Denver, and at this point I had probably still around $1,000 to my name, I was sleeping rough just because hotels are so expensive. $1,000 doesn't last long when hotel room's $80 a night. So walk into this Denny's, of all places. Imagine being somebody looking down on you who works at a Denny's, of all things. This waitress looks at me and she says, "How can I help you?" I said, "Ma'am, I want a seat." She says, "Okay." She walks me to my table, and I say something, I don't remember what. Well, she asks, "Are you traveling?" And I said, "No, I've been here a few days." And then she looks square at me and says, "You got any cash?" Imagine a waitress, somebody who lives off tips, asking a guest if he has money to pay. Been a while since I've been so disrespected. But these are the things you're going to have to deal with. Homeless people ain't going to be any better. They'll ask you for everything you don't have and have. Once it was raining cold in Denver, and some guy as I was walking past a gas station, yelled at me, asking me if I had a blanket. And the only thing keeping me from the cold was the sleeping bag on my back. So essentially, this man was asking me for the only thing I had to my name. Maybe he didn't know that, but he probably did. At this point in time, it wouldn't surprise me. It got so bad to where I just started yelling at homeless people anytime they asked me for anything. If I even thought they were going to ask me for something, I'd yell at them. There was this lady who walked up to me right after I walked out of a Goodwill, again, all places. I bought maybe $15, a shirt, pair of shorts, something like that. And she's walking up to me across the gas station and goes, "Hey, mister." I just turn around, look at her. I see she's like wearing a hoodie, disheveled. And she's walking clear across the parking lot to me. So she's targeting me for some reason. And I look at her and I just yell a good 30 feet away, "I ain't got nothing for you." And she just dropped her jaw. The look on her face was one of shock and disbelief. And she turned and walked away. And I genuinely don't feel bad about it even to this day. If I'm on the streets, why the hell are you asking me for shit? That is beyond me. I've heard people say maybe it's because people on the streets can empathize better, but I don't know. I think that's just parasites being parasites. They don't care where they get it from, they just want it. But that's something you want to get ready for, prepare for. People are about to treat you really unkindly. Even today, a shelter I had, which was back over there, I got a job, did my first shift yesterday, met with a representative of one of the shelters here. And it doesn't look too bad. It is like shared rooms, but I think, as I said before, it's better to have 4 dudes in a room versus a room of 100. You really can't figure out what's going on if there's 100 people in the room, especially if they're on drugs and stuff like that. This shelter in particular, they look crazy, but they all look old. Just disheveled. They not even disheveled. They just look old and stupid, honestly. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be an issue there. And now that I've got a job, I need a place to shower every day and wash clothes every day. And it's just not an easy thing to do when you have very little money. When you're on the streets, even if you shower every day, if you're outside. Right now, I think it's like 80 degrees, 100% humidity, 80% humidity, whatever. I'm covered in sweat. So, it doesn't even matter if you shower every day. You're going to have to shower twice a day just to try to maintain. So, I woke up this morning knowing last night that I was moving to the shelter this morning. And I woke up and the first text was, "Hey, the place nearby has already called the cops and asked when the tent's getting torn down." And that's the first thing I read when I woke up, man. It's literally just, "Hey, we need this walking human filth off of our land, off of our freshly cut, trashy looking grass with this random pile of trash that's been here since before I got here." So I guess they're kind of saying I'm more intrusive to them than this. That's how they feel about me. At least that's how I'm taking it. Shouldn't be taking it that way, but it's how it feels, and might be how you feel on certain things pretty soon. But you gotta keep surviving. I'm gonna go to work today and throw my stuff in the shelter, and just avoid all the other homeless folk as much as I can. Ironically enough, I met my coworkers yesterday, and one of them just got out of the same shelter I'm going into, and he said, that place sucks. So now I know that place sucks. Really hoping that it's going to be at least tolerable for a few weeks, because after I move here, obviously I can't come back. And if I leave the shelter, I won't be able to go back to the shelter. So, we'll see. This is my situation right now. Sorry for complaining. Suppose I didn't teach you too much, but I definitely did give you advice. Be prepared to be treated absolutely horribly. And it really doesn't matter. Like, if you dress nice, then homeless people are going to bother you more. And sometimes you're going to be disheveled. If you come into a building completely rained on, which it's going to happen, covered in snow, what have you, dirty because you've had to go through a bunch of bushes or something, they're going to look at you, and if they can tell that you're a vagrant, then they're going to treat you unkindly. And again, just remember, this may not even be your fault, and if it is, you probably don't really deserve it. Just keep your head up high, keep hope alive, keep walking towards a better future. Oh, this got a little philosophical and emotional, didn't it? Suppose on that note, I'm gonna go finish cleaning up my tent and getting ready for my visit to the shelter, and then get ready for work tonight. Wish me luck, everybody, and I wish you luck as well. Next episode, I guess it'll be a surprise because I actually don't know. Maybe next episode I'll just tell a story. We'll do a story time episode. Sounds like fun. Or maybe I'll find another homeless person to interview. We will figure it out. With that being said, keep surviving, everyone. I'll talk to y'all soon. Goodbye.